You'll definitely want to stay tuned for this episode where I give you guys the uncensored truth on the lies, deception, stealing, unethical practices from fellow watch YouTubers just so that they can get their hands on free watches. I'm going to expose them today on this episode of Time. Kind of one. Hello everyone, welcome to AvgJoeWatchReviews, where we do more than just reviews. Most watch YouTubers that I know and I'm aware of actually utilize good ethical practice. And there's only a couple they spoil the bunch. So first and foremost, the way watch YouTubers typically get free watches is one of two ways. Either the YouTuber will reach out to a company or the company will reach out to the YouTuber. Either way, there's usually an agreement of some sort, whether it's a YouTuber having to sign a contract or just agreeing via email. The first line of deception that I want to talk about is when a company draws out a contract that has terms that a YouTuber does not agree to. But there are some YouTubers that I know of that have actually agreed to terms. So for instance, let's just say, and these are real terms that, that come up. We, the company, have the right to review your video prior to distributing it on YouTube. Number two, we, the company, have shared rights of your video, and we can ask you to take it down at any time.
How about no?
Now, for me personally, I would never agree to any of those terms. And I've actually been asked to agree to terms as such, and I just flat out turned them down.
Right on, right on.
But I do know of some YouTubers that have actually agreed to those terms. They receive the watch, they do the review, but they never give the company the video to review before processing. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are like,
what's your point, Vanessa?
well, any breach of contract, in my opinion, is a big deal because you're using lies and deception to gain a free watch. So that's number one. Number two thing that I've seen and or heard from a reliable source is that there's actually some YouTubers that will agree to a loan, because there are some what we call tours where YouTubers will send watches across the globe, and the person that has it pays for the shipping for the next person, and the next person gets it, ships it to the next person, and so on and so forth. That is considered a watch tour. Now, I do have an instance that I can confirm where a YouTuber has actually attempted to keep the watch, and the company had to actually threaten the YouTuber to actually get the watch back with legal action. The YouTuber did finally send the watch back after 2 months, but the box came back with things that are missing, and the box looked like it was punted through a field goal post. So this guy absolutely destroyed the materials. Luckily, the watch was still running and in pretty good condition, but that's another thing that we deal with in the community with a select few. Obviously, that YouTuber will be blacklisted from that company, and I sure as hope, because I know that companies, especially the micro brands, talk amongst themselves, that this particular person will be blacklisted. Number three way of cheating the system is when a YouTuber goes on Amazon and they purchase watches, they do the review, and then they send the watch back stating that there was some type of flaw with the watch, whether it's, it's not working, there was a nick in it, whatever it is. They use deception, and they repeat this process over and over again until they ultimately get kicked off of Amazon. They make up a new username, and then they repeat the process again. And again, that's cheating the system. It's not ethical, and it's using deception and lies to your gain. So it's not just watch YouTubers that actually are the deceitful, that lie, that cheat, that are unethical. The watch companies themselves, there are actually a few that actually are not playing by the rules. Where companies really get dirty is when they attempt to send a script for you to read. Now, I would never accept a script from any company because my reviews are not scripted whatsoever. The only thing that I may write down is some facts that I probably forget about the company or the watch, but the review is completely off the cuff, and there's nothing that I write down in regards to that. I don't even know what the review is going to be like until I'm done filming. So for a company to give a script, they're essentially asking you to promote their watch in a commercial. And if that's the case, then you should disclose that. Once again, this is a two-way street. If they're going to give you a script, you should disclose the fact that you are doing a commercial for the company. There's companies out there that make you jump through a whole bunch of hoops for very little return. So for instance, I got this email here asking me about a bunch of statistics that, look, this is a hobby. This isn't my career. And these are all statistics that you, the company, if you're so concerned about, you have complete access. My account is public. And the other thing is they'll try to invite them onto your show, try to butter you up like they did here, stating that they enjoyed my interview with Jody from Just One More Watch. And they basically invited themselves onto my show, and therefore we'll do a review, we'll give you the watch if you, accept those terms. So sometimes watch companies will try to finagle many different extras that really you could accept them, but I mean, for me personally, I've had enough experience with watch companies to know that if they really like your content, they're just going to send you a watch, and you have a mutual agreement that you're going to do a review, you keep the watch, and that's about it. Oh, here's a big one that it's a huge red flag, and I've turned these guys down. And it's usually those fashion brands, or especially the ones that want you to become an ambassador. Those programs you need to run, okay? First and foremost, it's typically a really junky product that is way, way overpriced. I mean, I've seen these particular watches for $10 on AliExpress. These ambassador programs are trying to promote them for $200. And what they do is they ask you to buy your own watch to review, but they give you a discount, and then they'll give you a discount code so that you can share it with your friends. And it's a bunch of malarkey, and you need to stay away from that kind of stuff. You should never have to pay for any of your own product to review. If anything, the company should be providing you with either a loaner watch, which I have done. I've done the tours and the loaner watches. That's completely fine if you agree to it. But you should never have to put money out of your own pocket to buy a product that you are then going to turn around and review for this company. You are saving the company a ton of money in marketing by being an influencer. So they should be gracious enough to at least give you the watch, because they're still saving a heavy buck by you spreading the word to hundreds of people, because that would actually cost them a lot more in their budget for sales, whether it's billboards or commercials, print ads, internet ads, whatever it is, that stuff is not cheap. So for them to provide you with a watch is really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Another thing that watch companies try to do is they'll send you a watch, so there's no terms discussed up front. You do an unboxing, and this actually happened to me personally. This is why I can talk about this. I do the unboxing. I talk about a few things I did not care for in the watch. I gave some constructive criticism. They then write me an email, and then they put on some terms for the review. One of them stating that they need to review the video prior to me putting it out. So I proceeded to wrap the watch back up in the package, and I sent it back to Germany. I'm not going to name any companies, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Homie, don't play that. You know, you send me a watch, you need to go over the terms prior to. If you try to change the terms and they're unfavorable, I'm just going to simply pack the watch up and you're not getting your review and you're going to eat the cost for the shipping. That's just not, it's not fair. It's not ethical, and I just don't play that. So that's another deceitful move that a company tries to make on some watch YouTubers, especially ones that are wet behind the ears, that are new, that they feel like they can take advantage of. I hope you guys enjoyed the juicy details. Let me know down below if you, a watch YouTube content creator, have actually experienced other things that I didn't mention. And I also would like to hear from you, the viewer, in regards to what you think about your reaction to some of these stories and instances that are happening. I will say one more time that most watch YouTubers are good people and they do play by the rules. They're ethical, but there's just those, just like with anything else in life, there's good and there's bad. And thank goodness that there is more good than bad on YouTube in regards to the watch fam and the watch world. So that's my 2 cents. You guys can keep the change. And I want you guys to remember one thing, that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other, and I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.